They told you to chase the dream, go to school, get a job, buy a house, and retire happy. But what they didn't tell you is that dream comes with a lifetime bill. Student loans, credit cards, endless taxes, rising rent, and no way out. You didn't fail the system. The system was never built for you to win. Now, it's time you see why. Since childhood, you were promised a dream. Study hard, get a degree, land a stable job, buy a house, retire at 65. It sounded simple, secure, achievable. You followed the script, just like they told you. But somewhere along the way, the math stopped working. College got expensive. Salaries stayed flat. Homes became unaffordable. And instead of freedom, you found yourself buried in bills. You worked harder and got nowhere. You saved more and still fell behind. You did everything right, but your bank account never reflected it. That's when you realize the dream they sold you was never free. It came with a lifetime payment plan, and you're the one paying for it. In this video, we'll break down exactly how the system convinces millions to chase a fantasy while quietly handing them the bill. Let's be honest, you didn't wake up broke. You were trained to live this way. You were handed a dream wrapped in slogans. Success is just 1 degree away. Hard work always pays off. Buy a home, it's the American dream. Retirement is freedom, just wait for it. But behind every shiny promise was fine print they never let you read. You were told college was an investment, but they didn't mention the crushing student loans, the useless degrees, or the job market. That doesn't care. You were told to get a house. But they didn't mention the 30-year debt trap, hidden interest, rising property taxes, and stagnant wages. You were told to save your money, but they didn't tell you inflation would eat it, or that banks would profit from it, while you earn pennies in return. And as you tried to play the game, you noticed something strange. The goalpost kept moving. First it was a degree, then a master's, then network more, then side hustle, then invest, but don't lose money. And when it still doesn't work, they blame you. You're not working hard enough. You're not disciplined. You need to manifest success. But the truth is, you didn't fail the system. The system failed you because it was never built to let you win, only to keep you running. The dream looked beautiful on the brochure, but hidden deep in the terms and conditions was a bill. And it's one you've been paying since the day you turned 18. First came student loans, $30,000, $60,000, sometimes more, for a degree that might not even guarantee you a job. Then came credit cards, the freedom to buy now turned into 25% interest and monthly minimums you barely escape from. Next, auto loans, because you needed to get to work. Rent, because buying was out of reach. Taxes, eating 1/3 of your paycheck. Healthcare, insurance, utilities, and subscriptions, all quietly draining what's left. And don't forget the mortgage, that 30-year chain around your ankle dressed up as ownership. What started as freedom slowly turned into a lifetime payment plan, one that keeps you just tired enough to not question it, just busy enough to not escape it, and just hopeful enough to believe it will get better. But here's the worst part. The rich, they don't pay the same way. They use debt as leverage, not chains. They use assets to cover expenses, not salaries. They pay less tax on more money, legally. And they make their money work. While you're still working for money, you didn't ask for this bill, but you're expected to pay it. Every month, every year for the rest of your life. Unless you start playing their game instead of following their script. While you were busy memorizing multiplication tables and Shakespeare in school, they were learning about compound interest, leverage, and ownership. And that wasn't by accident. You see, the rich don't just earn more. They play a different game entirely. It's not about saving pennies. It's not about working 60 hours a week. It's about learning the rules you were never even shown. They taught you how to be a worker, but never how to be an owner. You were taught how to fill out a job application, but never how to read a balance sheet. You learned how to write a resume, but never how to build cash flow. They taught you how to avoid failure, but never how to take calculated risk. Because if everyone knew the real rules, who would keep working 9 to 5 while others build empires? The rich know how to use money as a tool, debt as a weapon, taxes as a loophole, and time as a multiplier. They buy assets, not liabilities. They build income streams, not just paychecks. They invest in things that grow while they sleep, not things that impress on Instagram. The truth is, this game wasn't hidden. It was simply never offered to you. You weren't stupid. You were undereducated by design. Because if too many people learn the real rules, the whole system collapses. They say you're free. You can choose your job, your house, your car, your phone. You can choose what to study, where to live, even what to wear. It feels like freedom. It looks like control. But it's an illusion, because every choice they offer you comes with a hidden cost. You can choose a college, but you're locked into debt before you even graduate. You can choose a home, but it comes with 30 years of interest and rising property taxes. You can choose a job, but your time, energy, and creativity now belong to someone else for 40+ hours a week. They give you brands to pick from, but not ownership. They give you loan options, but not equity advice. They give you spending power, but not wealth power. And when you're too overwhelmed trying to pick the right phone plan, student loan company, or streaming subscription, you don't notice that the real wealth moves are happening without you. Because the truth is, the system doesn't care what you pick, as long as you stay in the system. It's not about limiting your choices. It's about flooding you with distractions so you never choose power. You feel in control. But you're just a customer, not a creator. And that's how they keep you busy chasing freedom, while they quietly own everything you're chasing. You weren't born into this system. You were conditioned into it, taught to obey, taught to play safe, taught to stay small and wait your turn. But here's the truth no one ever says out loud. You can break the cycle, not overnight, not with luck, but with awareness and action. It starts when you unlearn the rules they gave you, when you realize that you don't need to follow their script, because it was never written with your success in mind. Start where you are. Learn what they never taught you. How money really works, what assets truly are, how cash flow and leverage matter more than job titles and degrees. Build skills, not just resumes. Buy time, not just stuff. Seek freedom, not approval. And most of all, question everything that made you feel small, poor, and stuck. Because once you understand how the game is played, you don't have to play it on their terms anymore. You can build something of your own. You can stop running and start creating. You can stop surviving and start owning. And that's when the cycle ends. Not when the system changes, but when you decide to stop obeying it. They sold you a dream and handed you the bill. But now you know the truth. You weren't failing. You were following the wrong map, the one they gave you to keep you lost. But here, on this channel, we decode the system. We expose the lies. And we show you how to build real wealth, the kind that doesn't come with chains. So, if you're ready to stop surviving and start designing your own financial freedom, subscribe now. Because every video here gives you the tools they never wanted you to have. This is more than content. This is your roadmap out.